So here we are, guys. We're going to do a spaghetti bolognese today, but it's not going to be like any normal spaghetti bolognese that you've ever made before. This is a proper spaghetti bolognese, and it wasn't overly expensive. We've got passata, tomato puree. That's chorizo. You can buy it chopped. I bought the chorizo sausage. It's beautiful, chopped up nicely. We've got some pancetta. We've got chopped onion, and we've got some sliced carrot. Now you can put, grated carrot. You can also put grated celery in, which is an authentic recipe. It's beautiful. This here is pork loin. This cost me about £2.50. There's enough there for 3 people. Then we're going to make some meatballs. I've got minced beef. I've got fresh chopped parsley. I just cut a big handful off, and I've got Parmesan cheese in there. And these breadcrumbs are going to go in with an egg. I'm going to show you how to make them. It's all going to be beautiful, and it's going to be very tasty. And you should try it. It's not your basic run-of-the-mill spaghetti bolognese. Right, so in here we've got some olive oil, and I'm going to put in there, well, pretty much all of this can go in at the same time. So I'm going to sweat the onions off. We've got the chorizo, the pancetta, and the grated carrots. That's all going to go at the same time, and there'll be a nice release of flavours from the chorizo, which is got some nice oils and paprika, and it's going to be deep dark red, and it's going to be beautiful. So that's all in there. That's the first thing we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to sweat all that off for a couple of minutes, and I'll come back to you in a second. Okay, so now we've been cooking this for a couple of minutes. I've just sweated the onions off, and the carrot, and the smell is unbelievable. Smell it releasing the flavours, and you can see the oil going like a reddy orangey colour from the chorizo. So now we're going to put the pork loin in. Okay, this is the pork loin. We're going to just seal this. It's going to take 2 minutes. It's going to be beautiful. This is going to be like no spaghetti bolognese you've ever tasted. So we're back in a second. Okay, so the pork's sealed nicely. You just need it to go that colour, basically. Just you're just sealing the juices. I've got a nice high heat in here, so now I'm going to put some Italian tomatoes in here. I'm just going to bang them in, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the same container with water. Swirl it around, and I'm going to put that water in as well, so you'll see what I mean in a second. Okay, so I put the tomatoes in, then I've filled the containers that the tomatoes came in with water, swirled it around, and put that in, because it's going to be almost like a soup at first, and then the trick is to reduce it down. The whole thing takes, as long as you want it to take, really. If you want something special, then cook it in advance, 2-3 hours in advance. If you want it quick, then do it the way you want to do it, really. But this is going to be special. So we're going to now put some. I'm going to use this whole little tin of tomato puree because it's quite a big pan. You could use half a tube, whatever you want to use. I'm going to stick this in, and we'll see how we go. Okay, so the tomato puree's gone in there now. That's mixed in beautifully, and I've put I think it was 3 cloves of garlic that I've put in there. We're just seeing that we're getting a bit of a boil now. When this, there's also oregano in there as well. So when this comes to a nice boil, I'm going to put it on quite a rapid simmer. I don't want it on full blast, but I don't want it on too low either. And I'm going to reduce this down. And when you see the end product of this, whoosh, and I put my meatballs in, you're gonna, my god, you're gonna be orgasmic. Okay, so now I'm gonna make the meatballs. Mainly the only time they use mince, and it's usually venison or whatever in Italian spaghettis, is to make a meatball, and it's not as easy as you might think. Don't roll it too tight. If you roll it too tight, you're going to end up with a round burger. So basically what I've got in here is fresh parsley that I've chopped quite fine, or fine enough. I've got that white is Parmesan cheese, and I've got beef, minced beef, and then here I've got some breadcrumbs that I ground. It was literally 2 crusts, put them in my machine. You can buy the breadcrumbs, they're cheap enough, but I'm going to put this together, and there's also going to be 2 eggs going in there. They're only small eggs, it's quite a vast amount, so there's going to be a little bit of salt and pepper, so we're going to do that now, then I'll show you what I mean. Okay, I'm just going to put some mushrooms in at the end. They don't take long. Mushrooms are like a sponge, so they take seconds to cook. Okay, so these are all going to go in. At the same time, stay there, Rose. The mushrooms are going in. I'm going to show you how to quickly make meatballs. I've got a baking tray here. I've got in here, zoom in there for me, fresh parsley. There was a good bunch. I've just cut it up, chopped it quite fine. There's parsley, there's minced beef, a little bit of salt and pepper, and Parmesan cheese in there. Now the trick is to not roll them too tight and not roll them too big. So you don't squash them, okay? You pick it gently, you grab the mince, you put it in your hands and you roll it really gently, okay? Because if you roll that tight, you're going to end up with a round burger. I want this to be a meatball that's going to melt in your mouth, okay? So you just grab it again, gently, put it between your hands. You can put a little bit of water on your hands if you want to, and you just can gently, literally just touch it so it just makes a ball shape. And they're going to go in the oven when I've finished on 200 for about 20 minutes. So that's it really, they're very easy, and we'll come back to that in a minute. Right, I've got 19 meatballs here, and I'm telling you now, they're going to be so soft. You don't over roll them. They're beautiful. You put that parsley and Parmesan cheese in there, a little bit of salt and pepper. You don't have to mess around buying breadcrumbs, but if you haven't got a food blender like I have, I've got 3, then you know, just buy them. Whatever, they're cheap, they're only like £1, and we're going to put them in the oven now. Just bear with me and I'll okay, they're in there, 200 degrees centigrade. Going to be in there for about 20 minutes. We'll come back to them shortly. So in the meantime, I've just added a bit more water to this. It's been on for about an hour and a half. The more time you take over this, and the more care and respect for it, really, because you're cooking, you know, quite a lot of aspects in here, and you will, you know, you will appreciate the flavours and the taste when you're finished with it. It's not like Paul Alexandra thinks it's a piece of piss and 10-year-olds can make it. Well, only people that eat ready meals say shit like that. But there you go, crack on. He's got his fresh eggs, he lives on a farm, but he obviously eats ready meals. So there you go, Paul, you crack on. You show me a 10-year-old that can make a steak pie and a Thai green curry, and I'll fucking eat my hat. And I'll show my ass in Woolly's window. But he knows people that do, so there you go. But try this, it's beautiful. I've just topped it up with a bit more water now. I've put probably about 2 or 3 more mugs worth of water in. I need it to be reasonably loose when I put the meatballs in, that are going to go in for about 20-25 minutes, and then we'll have a nice consistency, and we'll come back to that, and you'll love it. Just look at them. I've just got them out of the oven and they look amazing. I'm going to just chuck them straight into the sauce, which is now thickening beautifully. When you see it sort of getting the dark you saw then, the red and the dark, that is an amazing spaghetti sauce. I promise you, the smokiness is coming through from the pancetta. I know it takes time, and I know it's not easy. Well, it is easy, it's just, you know, it's a little bit more difficult than just buying it in ready. But you can make this the day before, give it the kids, they will love it. It's absolutely beautiful. So we're going to bang the meatballs in now and then leave it for about another between sort of 20 minutes and 30 minutes, and that's going to be, it's going to be stonking. Yeah, meatballs are in. I've just tasted it, it's amazing. You can actually put a tablespoon of, for a pan this size, it's a big pan. If you're using a smaller pan, you're only cooking for 2 or 3 people, maybe put a teaspoon of sugar in. The reason for this is that tomatoes and tomato puree are quite bitter, so it sort of counteracts the bitterness of the tomatoes. There's a few things in there that are bitter, the garlic and tomatoes and so on, but I probably need like a teaspoon in here because it's quite sweet with the chorizo, but not overly sweet. So we're gonna bang a teaspoon of sugar in here, and then shortly we'll come back to the finished. Shut up!
No, shut up!
Right, this is done now. You can hear the fucking idiot in the background. It's a nice thick sauce. Meatballs are cooked. It's been on now for about sort of 20 to 30 minutes. This is gonna be spectacular. Just got a pan of salted water on here now. I'm doing my spaghetti and that. That's just finishing off. That's beautiful. And don't tell me that doesn't look amazing. Oh, nice thick sauce. None of your sloppy dolmio shit going on here. That's beautiful. Oi oi. Don't know why my camera's gone so low, but we've got a big pan of salted water on. Okay, we're going to put the spaghetti in there. Now this has to go in once it's come back to the boil for about 10 minutes. Okay, for about 10 minutes. Well, probably exactly 10 minutes. You can either do what you want at the end of that. You can either mix the spaghetti in with it, or you can pour the spaghetti on top, as I prefer to do. So we're going to do that 10 minutes. And listen guys, enjoy your spaghetti. Do something different. This is a proper spaghetti bolognese. This is meatballs, pancetta, chorizo. There's nothing out of a packet in here besides the passata. But everybody uses passata, so don't worry about it. Just don't be putting your fucking dolmio on. Get this shit on. That's finished now on the back. Spaghetti is on. Enjoy your spaghetti, guys. Good luck. Any problems, inbox me.